Alrighty then. Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. That is the English version of the Dutch video that you saw the beginning of and quickly came over here to hear the English version of it. I am going to try to explain to you why the Dutch farmers, and in particular the dairy farmers, are protesting now again. It's not easy to explain. It's actually very difficult, but I'm going to try. You are in front of my computer, and I did write something on Google Translate, so my eyes will wander off every once in a while. But here we go. Years ago, the European Commission ordered that every country should have more nature. Those fields are called Natura 2000, Nature 2000. On those fields, on Nature 2000, little nitrogen was allowed to drop there. Each country was allowed to set its own standards for this. The Netherlands had set this standard so incredibly low that we are now in trouble. This standard is, for instance, 140 times higher in Germany, which is approximately 40 kilometers that way. They don't have this problem. They have other problems, but not this one. What's the problem now? The problem is the nitrogen deposition that is released in livestock farming and engines such as cars, but also, of course, heavy industry and aviation. Livestock farming has naturally ammonia, and industry has nitric oxide. Well, when all these rules and regulations came from Brussels, where the European Commission sits, licenses were introduced for livestock, for farming, to keep things under control. Not for industry, and they still do not have that. There have been several permits along the way. It changed over the times, and the last one is called the PAS. PAS. That is the Dutch. That's short in Dutch. In English, it means programmatic approach to nitrogen. And you guys say nitrogen, and we say stickstof. That's where the S comes from. Now you should know that people in the Netherlands, especially the government, is very good in coming up with rules and regulations and exceptions to those rules. And the PAS, push, is one of them. In the Netherlands, we have, of course, every country has them, an environmental organization that took the state or the country of the Netherlands to court because they thought that the PAS was not correct. And they got it right from the judge. So, problems. That meant that the construction came to a halt because construction also has nitrogen deposits. Think of making steel and cement and whatnot. However, all the emissions from livestock farming are known because we are the only sector which has nitrogen permits. We are the only sector where it's issued. Nobody else, only us, only the livestock. Cheers. We as a livestock farm also have latent space. Space where we do have a permit for, but we do not use. For example, we have a stable which can accommodate 130 cows. We have currently 90, so I have a latent space of 40. I've talked about this in a previous video, I think last year somewhere, that the government wanted to take this latent space in favor of construction. So my 40 cows are gone. I can't keep them no more, and that nitrogen space, that ammonia space that I have, is given to construction so they can make more steel and cement and build houses and whatnot. But they wanted that without paying for it. Well, I did have to pay for it when I bought it from my neighbor. My neighbor quit farming, and I bought his ammonia space, nitrogen space, to be able to keep cows, have cows. So I had to pay for it, and they wanted to take it from me. We call that theft in broad daylight. There's no other way around it. Anyhow, long story short, we protested against it and we won. There's more to it, but you get the idea. Now the government tries it in a different way, namely the feeding measure. That means that we as dairy farmers are not allowed to feed our cattle, our cows, the protein standard for the last 4 months of this year. So we're talking September, October, November and December. The idea from the government is that cows will emit less nitrogen, and that space that is created allows construction to start again. So nature is not getting any better of this, because the nitrogen deposition will still be there, only not by dairy cows, but by construction. We as dairy farmers obviously want to feed our cows correctly. Cows do not have a dimmer, so you can tweak them back a little bit. They want to produce milk, and if you don't feed them properly, this will cause problems, obviously. Maybe not immediately, but in the long run it will. Think of calves inside the cow that don't grow well, and a lot of dead-born calves and whatnot. Problems with the cows itself, milk fever, all that happy horse shit. In addition, we are fed up that every problem of society is thrown over our fence. Everything that goes wrong inside society is the fault of the farmer. And that's not only here in the Netherlands. I follow a lot of you guys back in especially in the US, but also in England, in the UK, and that problem is everywhere in the world. Every problem in the world is because of the farmer. We produce food for the people, but we make all the problems. So, we are fed up with that. That's why the Dutch farmers are protesting. Normally, I rarely, if ever, make this kind of video. It's not fun. It's really not fun. But it is what it is, and it is happening now in the Netherlands. And people are asking me through DM on social media what I think about it. So I made a Dutch video. And I want to keep the English-speaking guys posted a little bit, and it's way too much work to write captions for it, so I made this little English video. I'm sorry for my English, it's not good, but I think my English is better than your Dutch. Thank you for watching this video. If you made it all the way through, kudos to you. For now, I'd say like, comment and subscribe if you haven't already. Follow me obviously on Facebook and Instagram, and let's make farming great again, more than ever now.